So we got a whole slew of Transformer listings to deconstruct today. A whole bunch of them have just shown up, and we're going to try to figure out what's going on here. These come courtesy of Target, and more specifically, this information comes from Allspark Prime 7, friend of the podcast, Discord member, Patreon member, and of course, Target employee. These AEN codes primarily focus on Super7 product, which Target has had a whole bunch of exclusives with in the past and have carried a lot of Super7's product, be it Transformers or otherwise. But we also have a Buzzworthy Bumblebee listing here, which we're going to try to break down and understand what's going on. So let's do that. So we're going to start with the Buzzworthy Bumblebee one. We have a listing here for Transformers BB Legacy Voyager Dinobot. And the Dinobot is one word with no S. So chances are, and we saw this with the Pterosaur BB Legacy listing, it seems that the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line is having Legacy attached to the end of it in correspondence to our next generation's Legacy line. And we got here a Buzzworthy Bumblebee Legacy Voyager class Dinobot. If you were a betting man, probably it's the Voyager Dinobot that we got from Kingdom, repainted into something. But what is that something? We don't know. We could take some guesses. It could be a straight up reissue repaint, maybe a slight tweak like Cup or that of the Cliff Jumper that we got, or it could be something completely radically different. That would be crazy too. Wouldn't it be like, Fox Kids repaint Dinobot with that, red color scheme on the face? Maybe it could be, I don't know, the Dinobot's Grimlock. But mind you, that would be Grimlock itself, and that had more of also a red kind of gray color scheme. Could be the 10th anniversary Grimlock, which had that Death of Dinobot kind of color scheme on him. That is extremely fragile today from what I've heard from people. I haven't messed with mine in 15 years, so... it could even be something like super deep cut. It could be like the McDonald's Transmetal 1 Dinobot, which would be crazy if they did that color scheme. But at the same time, some people are suggesting it could be some repaint / retools of stuff that have used the Dinobot mold in the past, like Beast Wars 2nd's Thrustor or Hardhead or even Beast Machine's Dinotron. But I think in the case of those ones, while I would heavily welcome them because it would be a nice change to the mold and give us something completely different, I think also it might be something that, in my opinion, would have the actual name of the character in the listing from Target. Some people have even suggested maybe they're going to take that Grimlock retool that we got, the Battle Through Time Grimlock retool, using the Grimlock colors and everything that we got, and just do instead a toy accurate Dinobot and just use the muted colors and everything that the original toy had, which the more clear plastics and everything like that, which I think would be kind of a waste. But considering we're getting probably a toy Scorponok and we got a toy accurate Black Arachnia, and those were also, again, Target exclusives through the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, it seems to kind of march in that direction. I kind of hope it's something really wacky. I loved that toy accurate Black Arachnia because she's so different from her show model, and that cheetah bra and the art and everything. I dig that. Give me McDonald's Transmetal 1 Dinobot, and I'll be extremely happy. At a Voyager price point, some people might be like, ugh, but you know what? I like the weird, and maybe that's just me. It doesn't sell well, the weird, but I like it. The listing here has a $31.49 price point. No listing yet for when it's going to be coming out, and that is that. Let's get into the Super7 stuff. There's a whole bunch of them, so it looks like we already have an idea of what Wave 7 of Super7 is going to be. And this time around, we were celebrating before Transformers the movie with Super7's Reaction line. Now we have Super7 Reaction Beast Wars stuff. And the listing here has Optimus Primal, Megatron, Cheetor, Black Arachnia, and Dinobot. So that's pretty cool. Now we're going to see something of those characters from the Beast Wars lineup. I'm really interested to see how they tackle them, especially characters like Black Arachnia that have like those spider legs that are just going to be so wide and everything. And even the other characters like Megatron too is a very wide character. And considering how the Super7 characters, they really fit in that small, crevices that is output for those 3-inch figures, but at the same time, they did Grimlock in Dino mode, and they figured out a way around it. So we'll see what happens. Pretty cool that we're going to be getting some Beast Wars ones. In my opinion, the most exciting thing is I want to see how the packaging art's going to be, because Super 7 does some fantastic packaging art. So all us Beast Wars fans, we're pretty hyped about that. And again, all those molds, they're going to be repainted like crazy. You could get Shadow Panther out of Cheetor. You could get all the Dinobots I just mentioned from Dinobot, Optimus Primal. We could go on and on. We also have 2 Target exclusive listings, because the previous ones we mentioned here, the Beast Wars ones, they'll probably be available everywhere. They'll be available on Super 7 store and everything like that. But they also have 2 Target exclusive listings here. And they have Target exclusive Super 7 Reaction Grimlock Blue G2 and a Target Super 7 Reaction exclusive Galvatron Retro exclusive. It's pretty obvious what the G2 Grimlock's going to be. It's either going to be the Dino mode one, because we got 2 different versions of Reaction Grimlock. We got Dino mode and Robot mode. I'm leaning on it's probably going to be the Dino mode, just the more popular of the 2. But it could be the Robot mode. Who knows? The blue G2 colors. G2 Grimlock was blue. That's really all I could say about that. Simple repaint on that one. And then, of course, we have a retro exclusive Galvatron. Probably toy colors, I'm going to figure. Much like what we saw just recently with Generation Selects. That's probably the easiest kind of color scheme to go with that. Just do the more of the grays and the darker face and stuff like that. The more toy accurate colors. So, or Galvatron 2, as some people like to call it fictionally. So I could see that happening. And, it just works out. It's an easy way to get use out of those molds and kind of get extra mileage out of them. But otherwise, it doesn't surprise me. Again, Super 7 has been doing tons of repaints of their stuff. I think their Optimus Prime is up to repaint number 5 now, their Optimus Prime mold. With minor retools. I think 6, actually, with that Christmas one they got recently. But still pretty cool. Again, I'm excited about the Beast Wars stuff. That's pretty awesome that now Beast Wars is kind of falling into that. Again, I feel that the choice of doing Beast Wars characters is what I talked about in the previous segments about how they expected 2022 to be a Rise of the Beast year with the movie coming out, the summer coming up in July. But now all that got pushed back to 2023. So all this Beast Wars product that's going to be coming out for the summer of 2022 to kind of gel nicely with a Beast-related movie is not going to be the case. I hope it doesn't hurt sales. I know that us hardcore Beast Wars fans or Transformer fans will pick it up because we're always paying attention to the pulse of what's going on within the Transformer world. But it's more the casual fans and the casual sales that, they'll go see a Rise of the Beast movie, go, oh, I remember Cheetor as a kid, and then go to Target and see the Cheetor toys and buy them based off of that nostalgia. Let's be real. A lot of people were buying Thanos figures that weren't Thanos fans after a certain Infinity War movie. And that's kind of the same kind of vibe here, too. It just steers the ship. The movie theater steers the casual fans to the toy aisles and make those impulse sales that, in a lot of ways, help move the product outside of us hardcore fans. So I hope that everything works out in the end. I hope we get some really cool images of this in the near future, and maybe we'll get some information and news drop from Super 7 soon. And hopefully we learn more about that Buzzworthy Bumblebee